Welcome back to Turning Hard Times to Good Times. I am your host, Jay Taylor, and I'm really pleased to have with me once again my friend, Chen Lin. And Chen is, hasn't been on the show for a while, but we used to have him on. We should have him on more often. It's all a matter of time constraints, but actually he's had an excellent track record. He was a candidate for a degree, an advanced degree, a PhD at Harvard, or at Princeton. But he was making so much money investing that he decided to put that on the backtrack, and he's done so well, and we've learned to know each other. He's just a great idea with a great person with a lot of great ideas that are very, very interesting, and he works extremely hard, and he does well for his subscribers. So it's chenpicks.com. Just again, if you want to take that address down and contact Chen and consider subscribing. Chen, you've done very well in various segments of the equity markets, I know, diverse segments actually, but recently you've done extremely well with the biotech. I think the biotechs over the last 2-3 years or so, you've done very, very well, maybe 4 or 5 years. Can you comment on a couple of your favorites? I know a couple that you've encouraged me to own. First, Sorrento Therapeutics, selling at about $5.50 today. They are an immuno-oncology story, and I think one of their products is CAR-T, which I believe is one name or one concept that people need to watch and pay some attention to. Talk to us about Sorrento Therapeutics. What is the company? What are they up to, and what should people be looking for in terms of share price drivers?
Hi, thank you, Jay. Nice to be back. First on Sorrento, the goal is to cure cancer. Okay, mm-hmm. So they are trying a very experimental procedure for CAR-T, which has a great success last year. The company like Juno, like Kai, they all been taking over around $10 billion, and Sorrento's market cap about $500 million. So that's your upside. They are doing the trial right now. They are in the trial. So results could come out anytime from now to the end of the year. Depends on how do they want to release it. In general, CAR-T, the first 10, 20 patients can tell whether this is successful or not. Has been the case for Juno and has been the case for Kai. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't say more about that, which that's very, very important, and then it can propel the stock up tenfold or more. And also, they also invest in another company for cellularity, and then they are potentially going IPO this year. So that's another catalyst.
Mm-hmm. All right. They also are involved in some non-opioid painkillers, I believe, or pain products, pain management products, right, Chen?
Yeah, that's right. But that's not their core, right now.
That's not their core business.
They already got approved. Right, mm-hmm. They're approved by the FDA. I think they either sell it to, because their balance sheet is weak, right? They can mm-hmm. sell it, or they find a partner to do it, or whatever, but it's not a major thing. Mm-hmm. But it definitely offers values to the stock.
Uh-huh. Chen, you have some allergies or something bothering you there a little bit, I guess. If you want to take a break and get a glass of water, that would be okay.
Oh, no, I'm fine. I'm just
okay. All right.
Flying, visiting a project, so I'm okay.
Okay, very good. Okay, so another one that you like is Oncosec Medical, $1.43. ONCS is a symbol. What can you tell us? They're also involved in cancer immunology or immunotherapy, I guess, right?
Yeah, exactly. This is kind of stock I like, or person I like. Right now, stock is at 75 million market cap, right? Uh-huh. You look at the chart a couple of months ago, when they initially announced the results, stock was trading at more than double the current price at 150 million market cap. So when they announced the preliminary results, stock was trading at $3. Right now it's trading at $1.40. They will have final result coming out in a month or two. 1 to 3 months, just to give myself a little bit. Very soon they will come out with the results. And then they have a similar product. It's called Armo, right? If you look at in the 2-3 months ago, Eli Lilly spent $1.5 billion and bought Armo. right? AMO is it's very similar to theirs. It's called IL-10 or interleukin-10, and then theirs IL-12. So very similar product was taken over by Eli Lilly for $1.5 billion. So if they're successful, easily another company can spend $500 million, $1 billion, right, to them, because that company a little bit more advanced, so probably costs more, but the same idea. So that's a very good risk reward for $75 million stock. I mean, there's no difference from now and 3-4 months ago when the stock was trading at $3.
Chen, I'm sort of thinking that maybe some people who might be a little less risk averse might, especially if there's some really short-term catalyst here, might want to consider buying options if they're available. I know that the Sorrento has some options. You could buy call options on Sorrento, right? What about Oncosec? Perhaps not, huh?
It's already $1 something, so it's quite low. You can potentially buy the option, but you have to cover a relatively long period of time. My experience is if you know when it's a catalyst, you can buy option. You don't know exactly sure because the data can come out from 1 to 3 months. You don't know exactly sure at the time. Usually just own the stock. So that's just my experience, but So
well, I guess that's right. Of course, if everybody knows the date it's coming out, then the price of the options will be going up too. So anyway, those are a couple of your favorite biotechs, and I think these are really high risk, high return stories, aren't they? I mean,
exactly. I decided very well in the past few years in biotech. I have proven if you are successful, you can get thousands of percent back, right? It's not just that 10 bag, it's many more than 10 bags. So if you're successful, but of course there will be losers along the way too.
Yeah, I mean, they are very volatile. These stocks can go up and down based on rumors or whatever's, whatever the market thinks, because the stakes are so high. They tend to become overvalued and then undervalued, and back and forth they go. And then finally, you've had enough of these that you've been patient with, but you watch them very carefully and you let your subscribers know on an ongoing basis, the real big catalyst and when they should be alert to those catalysts. So I think that's a very valuable service that you provide. And you also, though, have done very well with energy stocks. And Valera Energy is one that you like a lot that trades in Toronto under the symbol VLE, and you can buy it in the U.S. under the symbol PNWRF. I saw it trading at $2.80 in U.S. money a little while ago. What can you tell us about those? That's a company with oil and gas operations, I guess, in Turkey, is it? Natural gas in Turkey?
Exactly. Natural gas in Turkey recently has been hammered because of the Turkey currency crisis. Okay, I got a lot of questions from my subscriber, from my friend. They've been asking me about what's going on with them. It's Turkey. First, it's very likely be first major fracking success in Europe, period, in the history, for so many years. They have a very successful testing of first well. Now they just about to move the rig to do the second. To do a second well. And the Turkey financial crisis scared a lot of investors. And I've been advising my subscribers it's a good time to buy, to buy again, using this dip. I personally have been buying. I mean, I can tell you I've been buying today as well. So because today Lira had your weekend again, someone was selling, someone was scared. But I'm not. I can tell you why. Because first, it's a major fracking in Turkey. You're talking about tens of trillions of cubic feet of natural gas worth billions and billions of dollars. The market cap of Valera is a couple $100 million. It's laughable. And also, but Turkey lacking any infrastructure, lacking the technology to do any fracking. So the risk for the country to nationalize is almost nothing. I was jokingly with a friend, I was telling if what's the chances that field getting nationalized? Probably a few years, or 5 to 10 years, when they start generating good cash flow, maybe the country will look at it to nationalize. But at that time, Valera will not be an independent company. I can pretty much sure say that a major company deal with them. It's well offered. Everything is possible. So the risk I see is a civil war in Turkey. Okay, so unless Turkey get into civil war, this is a very good asset, and they're going to do testing without coming out in a few days. That's for the first well test production, and then the second well will be start drilling at the end of the Q3. So and then results will be Q4, maybe Q1, right? So it's coming pretty quick. Oh, I'm sorry, and take it back. At the later this year, they start drilling later this year. Results will be Q4, likely some result in Q4, and then major results in Q1 of next year.
Next year. Okay. All right, Chen. With just about a minute left, Transatlantic Petroleum also has some projects in Turkey, I believe, oil and gas projects. TAT is the symbol in the U.S. That's a Texas-based the management. The company's in Texas, but they're operating in Turkey with oil and gas. TAT is a symbol, $1.72. What do you like about that one?
Well, as I said very early on, many months ago, I think this is a planned takeover by a majority shareholder, more than around 50%, Malone Mitchell. They have been just moving along. I think he's going to take it private. There have been a lot of delays. I think one of this, there seems to be multiple bids on the company. So for the CEO and chairman to take it over, they probably has to overbid everybody, right? So this process is taking a little bit longer, but I'm very optimistic. And has a great asset in Turkey, same basin. They have a lot of acreage. They also have other in Eastern Europe. Once asked the CEO what's their favorite project, he thinks, I think Bulgaria has a very good prospect. So there's a lot of things coming, and we should find out very soon, hopefully in a few days.
All right, excellent, Chen. Well, thank you so much for spending your time with us, giving us some of these ideas. And again, it's chenpicks.com, chenpicks.com. Folks, go there to learn more about Chen and sign up for his letter. It's he'll send you information when he has any time that he picks up important information concerning some of his favorites, the ones he's really watching closely. He'll send a missive out to you to let you know about it. It's a very good service. Thank you, Chen, so much for being with us, and we'll look to do it again sometime in the near future.
Thank you, Jake. Glad to be back.